Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Life here.
And this is where I introduce myself. What's up, guys? How's it going? Alex here, and we are bringing you guys Smash Battles, which is... Tell us about Smash Battles, Alex.
Oh, he's just passing the buck to me.
I am
see how
indeed.
it is. Smash Battles is a short series of videos in the run-up to the release of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on the Nintendo Switch, where we talk about pretty much anything you could ever want to know about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Exactly.
If you want melee stuff, you're in the wrong place.
But over the course of the next few episodes, we'll be going over various different topics, from characters to items to stages to single player, competitive play, loads of stuff like that. So if you guys are Smash Brothers fans, of course, don't forget to stick around, don't forget to hit that like button, and of course, stay tuned. Plus, there'll actually be a competition you guys can get involved in.
Oh, yes.
What do they have to do for that one, Alex?
Oh, wow. Well, if you want to get involved, which you should, basically, because you should, we are running, at the moment, a thing on Instagram. I don't know what you call it.
Link down below.
Link down below, of course, over on the Nintendo Life Instagram account, which has lots of lovely followers, so make sure you're one of them, where we are basically going to be voting. Well, you are at least. I can't. It's against my interests. Well, against someone's interests anyway. We're going to be voting on the best Smash characters, and there's going to be 4 every single day. Vote for your favourite one, and then of the final 8 that are chosen, they're going to be in something very special called a live stream tournament.
Yes, exactly. That's a chance for you guys to get involved as well, so definitely plenty of stuff to look forward to. Vote for Young Link! But today, we're of course going to kick this off by talking about the first topic, which is of course characters. Characters is the foundation of Smash Brothers, of course. There are 74 great characters to choose from.
Unless you count Pokemon Trainers' individual Pokemon, in which case it's 76 for any maths fans out there.
This is true, this is true. I can't wait for the new year when that's 77 with good old Piranha Plant.
Oh, Piranha Plant.
That's going to be great.
It's a shame that we haven't managed to have a go with him yet, but he's just not done. Sakurai's there, he's still tinkering with him.
I mean, he's sitting behind us. There's Piranha Plant right there. But
Yeah, but we just can't show you, unfortunately.
I know, right?
But anyway, what are your highlights in terms of the characters? Which character, just pick one for the moment, that really speaks to you? Of the new ones? Of the returning ones?
Okay, let's
character that wasn't in Smash 4.
Alright, let's start with new characters then. New character for me, probably Richter. So when I saw him in the Direct, he looked really cool, but I didn't have as much of an attachment to the series as much. So I thought, there's other characters that were my priority list. But I picked him up today, and he plays so incredibly well. He's kind of got this interesting balance where he's got a fair degree of weight to him. So he's not like a super fast character, but he's definitely not slow. And he's got plenty of abilities for like controlling space. So you've got plenty of options for, you've got projectiles, and of course he's really good at sort of like applying that pressure from a good distance. And his recovery is actually pretty strong as well. Yeah,
it's not bad. It's not the best recovery. It's not someone who we'll talk about later's recovery. But it is certainly decent. And I've actually fought far more Richter characters. There's only one, but I've fought Richter far more often than I've actually played as Richter, and he can be a right little nuisance, to say the least.
Yes.
He's got so many projectiles. He's got his holy water, which he can throw down, and loads of flame comes out. He's got his axe that he can throw in an arc.
Oh, that axe is strong.
That is, and it looks like, you're never going to hit anyone, but it's great at zoning, and that's what Richter is all about.
And his down air, if you get them at the kind of the right angle, you can actually combo it and like get sort of those 3 or 4 back to back, which is a really nice way to kind of lock people in.
You like his down air, don't you?
It is. I mean, it's also quite dangerous. I have down aired off the edge, so do be wary. But he's pretty strong. What about you? How are you feeling about some of these new characters?
Well, the new characters, I would suppose the one that I've played the most would be Ridley. It's all about the R's today.
Of course.
Mr. Riddlester himself. He's just. I think it's just because I love the character of Ridley and the fact that he is too big, but he is no longer. And he's such an unusual moveset. Yeah. He's quite fast for a heavyweight. He really is. And he's got things like his side B, which is a grab and can catch people off guard because people, will often expect you to use an attack, and instead you drag them on the ground, you throw them in the air, and he goes. That can be cancelled, thankfully, that animation. Although they're off in the air anyway, so it's no problem. And if you use it when you're in the air, especially off the edge, you can do some really nasty moves with that. The first time I did that by accident, the first time I played as him, and that was extremely entertaining. And I love that he's got such a great variety in moves. if you don't get control of the situation, like a lot of the characters actually, the new characters, if you lose control of the situation, it can be a little bit tricky to get it back. But once you're in control, you're just, you're gonna wipe the floor with them. And he's got so many aerial options as well.
Yeah.
I really like his neutral aerial. It's got a huge arc, loads of active frames, and it's just great fun. And it's just great to play as Ridley, basically.
And he has some pretty cool costumes. He's got those like armor suits.
Oh yeah, he's got Meta Ridley as well, which is always
yeah.
great fun. I do like a bit of the Riddler.
He is excellent. So of course there's plenty more to choose from. I mean, like
loads.
Throwing back to a few of the kind of some of the previous characters, some of the ones we've had for a while. I am a massive fan of Young Link. I know Young Link has been getting quite a bit of attention on from like from some of the pro scene. People have been kind of like analysing their chance to play hands-on initially. And obviously, right now the game, that's all going to change once the game comes out. Once people really get a chance to sink their teeth into it and start working out who really is going to be at the top, then this will massively change. But Young Link he fills a really good space because he's got that good blend of speed and also that good blend of power. Because as someone that in previous Smash games I was a Toon Link player, because of course I lean typically more so into speed. Now Young Link, obviously he fills that void. He's got the traditional bombs, he's got the traditional arrows, he's got the fire arrows, and he doesn't have a lot of like lag to a lot of his moves. You can kind of follow up a lot of things very, very quickly. Even like his sword plant. You can land from that and basically get straight out of it. So a lot of things that would have been dangerous before that you might not have necessarily used, you can actually use a bit more freely now, which is really, really interesting. And even when it comes to sort of pulling out bombs, you can do that with minimal loss to your momentum. So yeah, there's a lot of I think he's going to be very, very interesting to see. I'm kind of keen to see him in the hands of like pro players. So I feel like he's going to get a lot of attention. But yeah,
he's also got a decent range to him. It's not as good as I suppose Breath of the Wild Link, if you like, just good old standard Link. But it's still it's further than you'd think. And if you don't take that into consideration, you can get destroyed, as I have done by Alex when he's playing as Young Link.
Pink Link. Plink.
Plink, as we call him, yes. That's the best character. Another a sort of a returning character that I have my eye on. I haven't had a huge amount of time to try them out, is a Snake.
I've just been messing around. I've just been using Snake in a few matches.
Is just as techie as he was before, with loads of different weapons, and his forward smash. Oh, it's hard to land, but if you can land it, goodbye.
It is, and there's
a bit like DDDs in many regards. Loads of wind up, loads of sort of initial frames before it actually activates. But if you get it,
and he has a new final smash.
He does, yes.
Actually, I actually really like this one.
You were playing around with it.
Yeah, I used that quite a bit, because I found that the previous one, obviously it's quite easy once you've gotten a helicopter back in the old days, but this new one is quite nice. You kind of get that missile barrage, like going on the stage, and obviously I was using it in a 1v1 setup, but I imagine if you were doing larger team games, you could probably get quite a few people with that. So yeah, I'm definitely I'm a fan of that one, and there's nothing more satisfying, of course, than placing down a bomb, leaving it for a while, having someone just go over there, thinking they're fine, and then they get exploded. So that was awesome. Yeah. But you've also been talking a fair bit about King K. Rool, right?
Oh yes, Mr. K. Rool. I couldn't think of a nickname for him in time. Yes, I absolutely love King K. Rool. Just as a character, it's always the villains. I always like the villain characters. They're always good fun.
Interesting.
Always good value.
This is saying something, right? Are you secretly in league with the villains? Maybe. No, but King K. Rool is absolutely fantastic, and again, a lot like Richter, a lot of the new characters, really great at keeping control. But if you lose that control, it can be difficult to get it back. You have to be very mindful of what the opponents are doing. But King K. Rool does have the advantage of having an absolute metric boatload of super armor. Yes.
Like, he has so much super armor, it's a little bit grotesque. He's got it, I believe, on his neutral air. Don't quote me on all of this, because I've been playing a lot of characters and my mind is racing at several meters a second. He's also got it on his, I believe he's got it on his dash, which is really, really potent. Because obviously, one of the things with the dash is, it can be shielded, and obviously it still can be, but people will often try and counter and things like that, and it just won't wash with King K. Rool. But he's got all this super armor, but it's not guaranteed. He's also got a counter. His down special.
I like that. That's quite satisfying to land.
It is. Not many active frames. I think they have potentially. We'll probably talk about this a little bit more in a future episode. But the counters seem to have fewer active frames even than in Smash 4, or at least that's the feeling that I get.
Yeah.
I couldn't say with any particular confidence. But if you take too many hits with King K. Rool's super armor, his belly will start to crack. It'll crack a little bit, then it'll crack a lot. Hit him a third time when he's using his super armor, and it will break. And it's essentially he'll crumple. Well, not crumple. Sorry, it's a shield break.
Yeah, leaving you vulnerable, and you can obviously then capitalize on that. So you do want to. It's something you definitely want to take advantage of, but you also need to learn to use it sparingly, because if you lean on it too much, it is also going to. It is a double-edged sword.
It's going to come back and bite you,
exactly.
and it will bite hard. And you know, people are just going to be, fully charging their smash attacks and just unleashing hell on you, and you are going to look like quite the King K fool.
Hey, I like it, I like it. And of course, don't forget, if you're fighting against him, he can throw his crown, and you can pick it up. So if you want to go and wind him up a little bit, then just be like, nope, I'm going to take that away, and you can't play with that. So.
His crown also has super armor frames, because
of course it does.
Of course it does. He's a very punishing character if you don't prepare for him properly. Also, his recovery is far greater than it should be for such a heavy character. He's a really heavy character. But unlike, Ganondorf and, even Bowser to a degree doesn't have a brilliant recovery. It's okay.
Yeah.
But King K. Rool's is ridiculous. He gets his little quadcopter, his little helicopter out of his backpack. He goes, and he can recover from. I've not seen him fail to recover ever. Admittedly, maybe on some of the levels with on the stages with the larger blast zones, then maybe. But seriously, don't assume that King K. Rool won't come back, because he will. But he does. It does leave him extremely vulnerable when when it's ended.
Yeah.
And he's falling very, very vulnerable. So it sort of balances out.
And also shout out to his final smash, which is probably one of my favorite ones.
Yes.
It's basically the definition of overkill. It's just so incredibly awesome.
If you've played Donkey Kong 64, it's the bad ending.
That is one of my favorite games.
Oh, it's a flawed game, but I love it.
It is. So obviously, it goes without saying, there are a ton of characters to choose from. I mean, if you can't find someone in this roster of 74, then I don't know what to say. Right?
I don't think there's any hope for you if you can't find someone you like. Oh, before we wrap up, DDD. His neutral special is now actually useful. He can inhale any projectile, from my experience. There may be some exceptions, but at the moment, like even Samus's and Dark Samus's missiles and charge shot, he'll just inhale them. You can't hold them, it just immediately spits it back out, but think of it like a projectile counter, which is insanely powerful for DDD, because he's still got his Gordos. I wonder if you inhaled his Gordos, that if it gets fired back at you, that would be interesting.
Interesting. We'll have to have a DDD
We'll have to have a proper good go with it. But this is the thing with Smash. We've played I've played a good number of hours on it now. I'd say I've probably played maybe about 10 hours on Smash now, which I'm very grateful to Nintendo UK for.
Exactly.
But yeah, I don't feel like I've even scratched the surface of what this game can offer.
And
that's the great thing about Smash.
Either way, for the time being, that will bring us to a close for the Carrots episode. Of course, be sure to stay tuned on both my channel and Nintendo Life channel for the next 2 episodes, and we will, of course, all be culminating in a epic live stream, which you guys can either watch live, or some of you guys, you might be able to get involved. If you guys want more details, you can find all the details linked down below. You also, of course, want to go over to Nintendo Life's Instagram account so you can vote on the characters. Remember, Young Link, vote!
The live stream is basically, we want you to join us. We want 4 of you to come in and join us on the live stream. There'll be 4 of us, us 2 obviously, and 2 yet to be announced people, which is very exciting. I think you'll like both of them. And it's going to be great. And obviously, you're not just going to turn up, play a bit of Smash and chuff off home. All 4 people who join us will be walking away with a limited edition copy of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And the winner of the tournament, because it will be a doubles tournament, so you'll all be fighting with one of us, will be walking away with a limited edition Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Nintendo Switch.
Very nice.
With those lovely Joy-Con and that smashing dock, if you'll pardon the pun.
But anyway, yes, so there are all your details. That is what you have to look forward to. Again, if you want more details, you can find the link in the description box down below.
Or just go to smashbattleslive.com.
Or that too.
I know the URL.
And of course, be sure to keep it locked for the subsequent episodes where we'll be speaking more about single player, competitive play, stages, items, and basically all the other good stuff you can do in Smash Bros.
and it's going to be absolutely lovely. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you stroke Arix's beard tenderly and pretend it's the subscribe button. And be sure to check out NintendoLife.com and Arix Gaming for all sorts of lovely Nintendo and beyond content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.